My name is Tori and I'm the yoga instructor for Texas A&M Central Texas. I know it's been a while since we've shared some yoga videos, so it's going to feel a little bit different for a while, and that's okay. If we can, let's put our mindset back into a beginner place. So if you've been with us before practicing, or if this is your first time, either way, we're just going to be all right with coming to the mat in the place that we are today. And I know that sounds really vague, but let's just allow ourselves to be a beginner today. So if you have a phenomenal practice and you're very active and you can just hold out with some of the best postures ever, that's all well and good. But today, let's pretend that we're starting from square one, and give yourself the opportunity to set your mind in that place. All right, so from the beginner's mindset, let's root the hips down strong beneath us, stack up the spine, tall and proud. Let's roll the shoulders up to the ears and then exhale, drop the shoulders down again. And let's roll a couple more times. So we'll inhale, come forward and up, exhale, back and down, inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Take a few more moments to breathe, to roll through the shoulders, to feel whatever it is that you feel as we move. Be that a change in the breath, a change in the posture, hopefully a release of tension around the shoulders. And then finally, let's drop the shoulders down to a restful place and really just let go. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with the neck. Let's tuck the chin down to the chest. And rock the head a little bit to our left side and rock the head a little bit to our right side. And really roll through that half circle sort of shape here. Okay, tucking the chin to the chest, rolling the opposite way. Tuck and roll. All right, really exaggerating all of that movement through the neck and shoulders. All right, finally, when we come to our left shoulder, this time let's really roll the face up towards the sky. Come back down to our right shoulder, chin to chest. Let's do that 2 more times. Push over your left, lift the face, and chin to chest. All right, last time, roll from the left side to the right side. And stop when your chin comes to your chest, okay? Let's reverse our circle, go back to your right shoulder, lift the face to the sky, come around to the left and back to the chest. 2 more times, right to left. No hurry, no rush. And when we make it back to the chest, finally, we'll lift the face back to neutral. Let's sweep the arms way out wide and tall. When we inhale, we'll tap the fingers overhead. When we exhale, we'll tap the edges of the mat beside us. Inhale, wide and tall. Exhale, wide and low. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time. Let's tap over the midline of the body. Release the hands way out wide. And let's walk the hands towards our right side. So we're going to take the left hand across the lap to the right knee. We're going to take the right hand behind our right hip. And we're just going to keep the spine tall and roll the right shoulder back. Okay, keep the chest space wide open. No need to yank and pull. We'll just twist with the spine. And let's remind ourselves that where the eyes go, the head follows. Where the head goes, the shoulders will follow. And that's where our twist is. Okay, let's use our next breath to exhale, unwind to neutral. Okay, and then let's exhale and walk to our left side. So right hand crosses the lap, left hand behind the hip. As we exhale, we kind of wind the spine back. Okay, we keep the spine tall, we keep the heart space open, and we roll the left shoulder back so that the eyes can lead the way through that twist. Great breath in the body. Okay. When we're ready to unwind, we'll exhale back to neutral. Let's go ahead and kick the legs way out long in front of us, right? We're going to point the toes to the sky. Let me scoot back a little bit. Now, when we're getting started, let's take our right leg out to an angle, so wider than hip distance, and then we'll fold our left knee, bringing the left heel in to meet our right thigh somewhere comfortable with that fold. Okay, so hips are rooted and strong, heel is strong in the mat, toe to the sky. We're gonna build up the spine, set the finger pads to the mat before us, kind of like we're taking a little bit of a lean forward, and then start to walk the hands around to frame that right knee so that we're now rotating with that gentle forward fold, okay? You can go further here as you take an exhale. You can walk further out, soften the elbows, maybe take a bow. If that doesn't feel right for you and instead today you'd rather stay tall and look forward, that's all right. Okay, big breath in the body. Exhale to unwind. Build the spine up. Exchange the legs. So now the left leg comes out wider than hip width. We'll fold the right knee, bringing that right heel in towards our left thigh. Keep the spine tall, hips rooted and strong. Fingertips come forward just to kind of send the heart towards the front of our room. And then we'll exhale and wind to our left side. And we can stay here with wide open chest space, tall spine, or we can exhale and walk a little further. We can soften the knee if it helps. We can take a bow and continue to breathe. Great breath. Okay. Awesome. Let's rise up nice and tall. Let's unwind into neutral. And let's fold both knees so that the soles of the feet meet each other on the ground before us, okay? So now we're opening up both hips at the same time in our butterfly posture. It doesn't matter if your knees don't come as low to the ground. We'll work on it, don't worry. Build the spine up tall, okay, and send the heart forward. We're not trying to fold down to our feet. We're trying to send the heart forward so that we can lengthen that low back space. And maybe we choose to drop the elbows on top of our knees to kind of help open the hips a little bit. If that feels like too much pressure, just reach forward. I'm going to rotate so you can get a better view because we want to keep our spine as straight as we can rather than dumping into our shoulders and flopping forward. All right, keep the spine tall and proud wherever we're at in our butterfly. Okay, and let's use our next inhale to rise up nice and tall. Let's go ahead and sweep the legs around behind us and we'll find our tabletop posture. So our hands are set up right beneath our shoulders. Our knees are right beneath our hips. We're going to try and draw a straight line with our spine that mimics the ground, parallel, best as we can. All right, let's soften up the elbows a little bit. It's too easy here in tabletop to lock out the elbows and turn the eye of the elbow forward. I'm going to challenge you instead to rest the arms a little bit. Okay. From tabletop, let's try cat and cow. We're going to inhale, drop the belly button heavy, look forward. Exhale, sweep the belly up towards the sky and look back to the legs. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale. And exhale. No hurry, no rush. Try to keep the elbows soft while we're moving if you can. I know it's a lot to think about. Let's come into our neutral spine, and I'm going to rotate to face the camera because I want to start opening up our side body here. So knees are still beneath the hips. Let's climb up on top of the knees and hips so we've got a kneeling mountain posture. Okay, we're going to set the knees a little bit outside of hip width so that we've got a little greater stability here. Okay, let's sweep our hands wide and tall. And let's take an exhale, sweep the hands way behind our back for a moment. So we're going to try and lace our fingers. Let me rotate again, sorry. All right, try to lace the fingers behind the body. If you need to leave the elbows soft, please do. But if you think you can, push the knuckles to the ground behind us. Lift the chin to the sky. And if you can, try to use your breath to reach those pinkies to the wall behind you and rest the thumbs towards the backside. Inhale And exhale, only if you're comfortable moving with this mobility. This is not easy. Awesome. Let's go ahead and rest and release. Shake it out. Okay. From our kneeling mountain with hips, knees a little bit wider than hips, we're going to swing our right leg way out long. Okay. We're going to take that right leg out long. We're going to try not to lock out the knee, and we're going to point the toe towards the front of our room, wherever we're going. So we're going to point the toe forward so the sole of the foot can roll flat to the ground. Okay, we're balancing over our left hip, and we're going to sweep the hands wide and tall. When we exhale, let's bring our right hand down to our right thigh without any pressure. We're not pushing down. When we feel ready, we're going to expand on our left side. So we're going to reach across the midline of the body, slow and easy, sliding the right hand down along the leg without pushing. Okay, cross the midline of the body a little bit in our gate pose. Big breath. Look up to the sky if that's comfortable, or look straight forward if that suits you better. Let's inhale, rise up nice and tall. Exhale, release the hands to the hips. And let's exchange legs. Let's go ahead and bring that right knee beneath the body again. Find your balance. I know the knees feel a little grumpy here. We're going to extend the left leg out long. Point the toe forward. Try to leave the knee a little bit soft. And now we're balancing on our right side. So when we're ready, inhale wide and tall. Exhale, release left hand. And cross the midline of the body when you're ready. Okay? You don't have to do anything phenomenal here. We're not trying to reach our toe today. We're lifting and leaning. Big breath as we expand on that side of the body. Awesome, you got this. In gate pose, we're going to rise back up. Exhale, release the hands to our hips. Bring that left knee beneath the body. All right, now we're going to come back down into our tabletop. Let me rotate. Holding hands down beneath the shoulders, knees beneath the hips. Tuck the toes under. Push the hips up to the sky, and then push the hips back towards the back of your room or towards your heels. I would encourage you in this downward facing dog to leave the knees a little bit soft, or maybe even pedal out the legs, you know, like you're riding a bike. Awesome. From this downward facing dog, let's walk forward to our hands for a forward fold. Again, soft knees will help relax the back. So we'll drop the crown of the head heavy, shake the head yes, shake the head no. Okay, let's climb up to half lift, parallel to the ground. And then exhale, hang heavy, maybe hug the legs this time, yes and no. Okay. Drop the hands heavy before you, and let's climb to mountain with a straight spine all the way up to standing. Okay, so we're going to roll the shoulders down and back. We're going to shake it out if we need to. Let go of any tensions we find ourselves holding in the body today. And remember, we're focusing on how we feel. So if you're getting a head rush because you moved too quick, take an extra breath or two. Take your time. Okay. So for mountain, feet are right beneath the hips, right beneath the knees. Spine is tall, shoulders rolled back, heart space open. Okay. Let's inhale, sweep the hands tall. And then exhale, forward fold. Slow and easy. Take a bow. Rise up to your half lift. Exhale, hang heavy to the ground. And as we're moving through the sun salutation, we're going to take the left leg way back. Okay, but we're going to drop our left knee. So we're going to take it easy today. Untuck that left toe behind you. Make sure that that right ankle is lined up straight with the right knee. And then we're going to press off of the ground and sweep the hands to the sky. Now remember, when we reach to the sky, we're trying not to dump down into our low back. We're trying to lift the spine. Okay, exhale, forward fold. Palms meet the mat. Tuck the back toe under, lift the back knee, step forward, forward fold, take a bow, inhale, half lift, exhale, release. Okay, right leg comes way back, and then we'll drop the knee. Okay, we'll untuck the toe, line up our front knee with our front ankle, press off of the mat to rise. Inhale. Remember lifting the heart. And when you're ready, we'll exhale, forward fold. Okay, tuck the back toe under, lift the back knee, step forward, forward fold, pedal it out a little bit if you need to. Hang heavy. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, release. All right, step the feet back for downward facing dog. Hips to the sky, knees a little soft. Use your hands, fingertips spread out wide, to push the heart towards your knees. Down dog. And when you're ready, we'll drop the knees to the mat. Untuck the toes, and we're going to move back for hero's pose, okay? So we're going to challenge our ankles for a moment. We're going to try and set back to build up the spine. Toes are untucked behind us, you know. Ankles are flat. Spine is tall. We're just going to breathe for a moment in hero's pose. This is challenging for the muscles that surround our knees here. And the muscles that surround the tops of our feet and our ankles. So be patient. We'll move forward into our tabletop. Tuck the toes under, rise up to down dog. Push the heart towards the knees. Okay, we're really trying to stretch out all of those muscles in the legs. And when you're ready, let's exhale, drop the knees to the ground, but leave the toes tucked under this time. Now we're going for fire toes. So we're going to lean the body weight back. We're going to make sure even the pinky toes are tucked under so that the toe pads meet the ground. And we'll try to rise up for hero's pose. This one is typically harder for more people than our hero's pose. Be patient with yourself. Okay. When you're ready, let's move forward into our tabletop. Untuck the toes, roll the ankles around in the air a little freely for a moment. Maybe point the toe, flex the heel, roll, roll, roll. Okay, let's tuck the toes under, lift the hips to the sky, push the heart back, downward facing dog. Okay, this time let's walk the hands back to meet our feet. Leave the knees soft as we find that forward fold near the back of our mat this time. Shake the head yes. Shake the head no. Okay, let's rise up slow and easy. Straight spine as we go. When we come to standing, we'll roll the shoulders down and back. Shake it out. Get a little loosey-goosey. Okay. Now, we're going to use our next breath. When we inhale, we'll sweep the hands wide and tall. We'll exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. And we're going to try a little bit of a balance here. So when we inhale, let's go ahead and hang on, let's, on the exhale, shift our body weight to our left leg. So I'm going to lean towards you. We're going to buckle up our right knee, peel up our right heel. When we use the next inhale, we'll lift the knee level with our hip and try to flatten our foot towards the ground before us. Just hang in there, stork pose. We got to using this one a lot last semester. Okay. From our stork pose, I want to challenge you to release that right toe to the ground. Take a step behind your standing leg, not even a full step, just a little baby step behind the heel. And then I want you to cross that right toe to the back side of to the open side of our left foot. Okay. Soften your left knee, and I want you to plant that right foot behind your left foot. See how we crisscross here? Okay, so pinky sides of the feet to the opposite pinky side of the foot. Okay, so the front knee is soft, but the back knee is also soft. Okay, so we've got a little bend here. We're not locking either knee out. This is challenging already. But let's use our next exhale to release our hands open to our side. Shake it out. Both knees are soft. So when we take our next breath, we're going to push our hips to the back of the room, soften the knees, push your heart towards the front of the room, and walk down the legs as you go. We're pushing our hips back, we're pushing our heart forward, and we're taking a bow, walking down the legs. And if we find a really challenging spot here, I want to challenge you to extra soften the knees. It'll feel a little bit more like a squat if you bend the knees too much, but we're working our way to releasing the crown of the head heavy to the ground. Great breath in the body. All right. And just as slowly as we lower ourselves down, we're going to soften the knees and slowly climb our way up with a straight spine. Best effort, roll the shoulders back, uncross the legs, and shake it out. Let it go. All right, so we're not trying to upset our hamstrings too much today, but I did say we're focusing on those strong leg muscles, loosening up, okay? Beginner mindset. All right, we come back to neutral in our mountain pose. We're gonna rock the body weight forward into the toes, back into the heels, soften the knees, tall spine, open heart space. Inhale, sweep the hands wide and tall. Exhale, bring the hands down to heart center. Okay. Now this time on the exhale, we're going to shift to our right side, buckle up our left knee and our left heel. Okay, and slowly as we inhale, try to bring that knee higher off the ground and try to flatten the foot to the ground before us. And here we have our stork pose again. Couple of breaths. Ooh. Don't be afraid to fall out of a posture either. Okay, so we're going to tap the toe to the earth, step behind our standing leg, soften that standing leg knee, and then let's bring pinky sides of the feet together. Okay, awesome. So we got the pinky toes trying to get closer to each other, as close as they can. The front knee is soft, the back knee is soft, okay? We're going to release our hands to our sides. We're going to use them as our guides as we fold down. So remember, folding is keeping the spine straight as long as we can. So when we exhale, we push the hips to the back of the room, even if we have to bend the knees to do so. We push the heart to the front of the room, and as we continue to exhale, we continue to challenge that fold. Both knees are soft. Okay, if you need to extra soften the knees, it'll feel a little bit more like a squat, but whatever protects your legs and your back best today. Now when we take this bow, we're going to try and drop the crown of the head heavy, heavy, heavy. Okay. And take a few full breaths here. We'll work on finding stronger legs eventually. For today, we're in a beginner mindset. And just as slowly as we lowered, we're going to slowly climb our way up with a straight spine so that we can roll the shoulders back, unwind the legs, and shake it out. All right, hopefully everybody's feeling okay so far. And as I mentioned before, if you do fall out of a posture, it's okay. Everybody falls out of a posture. I do all the time. You can choose when you are ready to step back into the posture. And that's the part that makes you a yogi, a person who practices yoga. Okay, anyway, for mountain, feet are strong beneath us. Rock the body weight forward and back. Soften the knees. Build up the spine. Open the heart space. Let's make our way back down to the mat. So we're going to sweep the hands wide and tall. We're going to try our sun salutation one more time. So let's fold to the mat. And let's make our way first to downward facing dog. So we'll walk the hands way forward. We'll peel up the heels. We'll soften the knees. But then we're going to open the hands wide on the mat and push the heart towards the knees. That's our down dog right there. No matter how straight and strong the legs are. Okay. Now let's swing the right leg high behind us. We're kind of reversing our sun salutation here. We're going to really step and walk that right foot forward towards our hands, even if it takes more than one step. Okay, try to get a long lunge here. Line up the knee with the ankle. Bend the back knee down to the ground. Untuck the back toe. And let's see if we can press off of the mat to rise. Hands to the sky. And it's okay if you're not on the same side as me. We're doing both sides, okay? You know where we're going. Exhale to release. Tuck the back toe under. Lift the back knee, and this time take your front foot back to meet your left foot, or your back foot. And lift the hips to the sky. Push the heart back towards the knees. All right, whichever leg you did not already lunge with, let's lift that leg to the sky. Exhale, step forward. Take your time, weeble wobble if you need to. Knee safe over the ankle. Drop the back knee, untuck the toe. And when you're ready, inhale to rise. Lift the spine. Remember, we're not dumping into the hips. We're lifting tall. Exhale to release. Let's make one more downward facing dog. We tuck the toe under, lift the knee, step it back. Okay. Push the heart towards the knees, whether the legs are strong and heavy or if they're soft and lifted. All right, drop the knees to the ground, untuck the toes, fold down into your child's pose. We're going to bring the hips down to the heels, the heart to the knees, and I want to challenge you to leave the hands way out long in front of you for a moment, and then drop the forehead heavy to the mat, if you don't mind. All right. With our spine long and the rest of our body heavy, take a few full breaths. Okay. Now let's climb into our tabletop. So hands and knees at the ground, spine parallel to the ground beneath us. Elbows a little bit soft. We're going to go ahead and come into a seated posture. So we're going to swing those feet around before us, drop the hips to the mat. And let's set the feet to the ground, knees standing for a moment. Okay, so let's try that butterfly again. Soles of the feet come together, knees fall into a diamond shape. All right. If the knees don't come down heavy to the ground, do not worry. We can use our forward fold to help us weigh it down a little bit. We'll build up the spine first. We'll exhale, push the heart forward as far as we're comfortable. Maybe we drop the body weight onto the knees. Remember, we're not yanking and pushing. We're just letting the weight of the arms rest. Okay, and then we'll build up the spine tall and proud. Now this is where it's going to get interesting. I'm going to rotate to the camera. So we're going to get a little pretzel-y with the legs today because I really want to open up those grounding muscles, those strong muscles in our core and our legs. So let's stand our right knee to the sky, right foot flat. We're going to fold the left ankle under the right leg. Okay. So maybe we cross the midline of the body and we just leave that shin bone parallel to the body itself. Or you can try to tuck that left heel really close to the glute. It's up to you if you want it parallel or close. We're going to step that right foot over the left knee if we can. So let me practice that. If I stayed parallel, it's going to be a little bit harder to cross, but you can lift that right hip and rotate with it, okay? So we've got options here. We're just trying to look like a pretzel. That's the point. Okay, so maybe your left heel is tucked in, maybe it's out. Maybe you've rotated a little bit to bring that right heel across the left knee. Now I want you to balance those hips again. So really bring that right hip down. I know it wants to come up off of the mat to help us rotate, but bring that hip down nice and even. If you can, sweep that right ankle further away from the body to try to rest both knees as close to the ground as possible. If not, let it remain standing, okay? Either way, this right knee is going to be our anchor for when we twist again. So we build up the spine. We're going to our right side first. So we'll take our left hand to our right knee, and we'll take our right hand around to the mat behind our right hip. And let's remember what we did last time. We'll build up the spine, keep the heart open, roll that right shoulder back, and let the eyes guide the way. Where the eyes go, the head follows. Where the head goes, the shoulders will follow. ready, we'll unwind to neutral. But before we unwind the legs, leave them as they are, whatever's most comfortable for you. Bring the finger pads like a tent the hands so that just the finger pads meet the earth. It's called spider hands. Some people don't like spiders, so tent. Okay, tent the hands so just the fingers meet the mat. And let's see if we can take a bow over the legs. So first we start with a straight spine. Push the heart forward on the exhale, with the option to tuck the chin to the chest this time. So I'm going to rotate just to drive home the image of what we're going for. Here, it is too easy to dump into the shoulders and flop over the legs. That's not what we're about here. We're keeping the spine straight, sending the heart forward, and maybe tucking the chin to the chest. Big breath in the body. Try to keep the spine straight because that's going to help our hamstrings stretch out, and that's going to help our low back find a comforting stretch. Okay. On the next inhale, we'll rise nice and tall. Now we can unwind the legs. So we're going to kick one leg out long. We're going to kick the other leg way out long. Wobble the knees. Roll the ankles a little bit. Get a little loosey-goosey. So we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So when you're ready, bend the knees. Soles of the feet are flat before us. All right. Let's drop the right knee to our side so that the left knee is the only one that remains standing. Fold the right ankle underneath the left. See if you would like to leave it parallel to the body or if you want to bring that heel closer. Up to you. Okay, take your time deciding how you would like to take this left heel across the right knee. If you have to lift the hip and roll to sit, just bring those hips back down again. Level them out as best as you can. Okay, option to bring the left heel closer or to leave it out long. To stand it up if you need to. Okay, hips are level, spine is tall, legs are in a mess, and that's okay. All right, we're going to turn to our left side this time. So right hand takes the left knee. Left hand is going to come all the way around to the mat behind our left hip. We keep the spine tall. We roll that left shoulder back, and then the eyes lead the rest of the twist. As deep or as neutral as you need that twist to be. Okay, one more great breath. And when you're ready, let's exhale to unwind. Again, we're going to take a forward fold before we totally unwind. So we build up the spine. We send the heart forward, tented hands, spider hands. Okay, soften at the elbow. We're not reaching for anything. The heart is pushing forward, and when we find a stopping point, we'll tuck the chin to the chest and look down to the ground or the knees. Great breath in the body. I know that we didn't do as much demanding effort-filled postures as we could have, but it's still important to remind ourselves to breathe strong, even in restfulness. Okay. With our next inhale, let's build up the spine tall. Let's go ahead and extend one leg out long and then the other. Wobble out the knees, roll out the heels, shake it out, let it go. And we're going to start to recline on our mat. So we're going to rotate again. And it is up to you if you want to walk your way down with elbows and hands, or if you just want to roll to challenge the abdominals. But we're going to come down to a reclined posture with legs way out long, hands way up tall overhead. So we're going to act like we're reaching for something across the mat. So we're reaching with the hands overhead. We're pointing the toes to something beneath on the other side of the room. We're reaching. Maybe we're arching the back up. And when we're ready with our next exhale, let's sunrise, sunset the hands beside the body. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Okay, try to relax the low back into the mat as best as you can. We're going to take one more set of twists here. So hands can come way out wide. Hands can kind of mimic a goalpost maybe, bent at 90 degrees. We're going to stand the right knee to the sky so that the left leg remains long across the mat. We're going to flatten the sole of that left foot as if we were stepping off the wall on that other side of the room. Okay? So with the right knee standing to the sky, let's push into the mat with that right foot so that we can stack our right hip over our left hip and then take the left hand down to meet the right knee and pull that right knee across the body. Okay, I'm close to a wall, so I can't reach way out wide to counterbalance that. But you can also use your goalpost arm to help keep that right shoulder to the ground as the right hip crosses the body. Maybe you'd even like to turn your face to your right side. Take a few strong breaths. One final twist today. Unwinding any tension in our low back space, in our hips. Okay. Let's unwind to neutral. Hands reset, shoulders reset, hips reset, and now we'll exchange the legs. So we'll exchange the breath, release the right leg, flatten the foot, stand the left knee to the sky, and now we're going to be twisting the opposite direction, so we need to move a little bit. All right. Okay, same idea. We're going to push into the mat, stack the left hip over the right. Right hand comes down to guide that left knee. Left hand can reach way out long to try to counterbalance and leave the left hip to the ground. And we can even turn our face back to our left side. Optional. Okay. So in these great twists, I want you to keep breathing, and as you're breathing, I want you to imagine that your spine is like a sponge or a dish towel that has soaked up a lot of cruddy water in the sink or something. And so when we take these twists and we exhale, maybe we can squeeze a little more of that cruddy water out of our spine, dish towel, or dish towel spine. As we exhale, we twist. Awesome. On the next breath, we're going to reset, unwind, find neutral, level the hips, level the shoulders. Okay. Now we're moving into final relaxation here, and this is where I usually leave a lot of options up to you guys. So if you need a long guided meditation today, I would definitely recommend, you can certainly look one up if you like. If you need like 10 whole minutes to just be yourself and lie still, I definitely encourage that. If instead you just need a few moments to set your mind in another place, that's what I'm going to be working on with you guys today. So hang in there with me, or change your mind, that's all right too. If you are like me and you have a lot of low back pain throughout the day, I would recommend in final relaxation, lying flat with the torso, but bending at the knees, setting the feet way wider than hip width, way out to the edges of the mat, and then leaning the knees against each other near the middle of the mat. And that's what we call broken bridge. It's a nice way to release muscular tension and still help level the low back, the portion of our spine in our low back that is naturally arched. So when the knees are bent this way, tries to level that space to the ground without much muscular effort. Okay, really good for low back pain. If instead you found those hip openers a little challenging today and you would like to revisit that space, you can do the opposite of broken bridge. Bring the feet together and let the knees fall away. That same diamond shape as butterfly earlier. So we've got an option for low back pain, we've got an option for a hip opener, and then we have simple Shavasana, corpse pose, with legs way out long, hands way out wide, kind of like a gingerbread man. Shavasana is named so. The original intention of corpse pose is to allow yourself, allow your mind to rest in the thought that maybe we have approached a pretend ending where nothing else is expected of you. No decisions need to be made in this moment. Nothing needs to be changed. No judgment, no expectation, and no desire for change for just a few more moments. Watch the breath flow into the body, and watch the breath flow out of the body. You're welcome to tune me out, but I would like to share my favorite mantra, which is just a repetition of words or phrases that brings peace. As we inhale and as we exhale, maybe run these words through your mind or repeat them for yourself. I am successful. I am kind. I am compassionate. What I have accomplished is enough. And you can change the order all you like. I am compassionate. I am kind. I am thoughtful. I am enough. Change any words that you need specifically for yourself today. Change any order that you need specifically for yourself today. But when you feel ready again to move into the rest of your day, begin to gently roll the head side to side. Maybe squeeze the eyes shut for a moment and then open the eyes wide. Blink a few times to blink. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes, roll the ankles, roll the wrists. And when you're ready, you can roll to your favorite side into a fetal position almost, but we call it side child's pose. And then we can start to climb into a seated posture. And when we get to a comfortable seated posture, we can move a little bit more. Slowly roll the head side to side. Slowly roll the shoulders up and down. And it's at this time at the end of our practice today that I'd like to thank you for choosing to share your practice with me here. And again, it is the light within me that honors and bows to the light within you. Namaste.